Hi Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading for January 15th to the 21st. I'm Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. So first of all, I'd just like to ask you to please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you are interested in a personal reading or if you feel that my readings are helping you in some way and you have a generous feeling, you can always donate to my channel and you can find that information below. So I'm going to just jump right into the reading here. So I've used I'm using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. I pulled one Medicine Woman tarot card for further insight and clarification. And then we're going to pull one Oracle card at the end of the reading for additional guidance. Okay? So at the bottom of the reading, we have the Emperor. And the Emperor could represent a person in your life. Could be an Aries. Or this could just be talking about authority, foundations that have been established, long-standing foundations. Also could talk about the rules of society, institutions, banks, schools, things like that, okay? It can also talk about you being this leader in your own life, because the Emperor is he's the king of the kings in the tarot. So this could be you really coming into your own power, because this is also about power, as you can see with the lion represented in this card. And knowing that we are all truly the kings and queens of our own lives. And this is probably one of the best readings of the week in terms of all the other signs that I've done. So it looks like you're going to have a good week, or the energies are going to be pointing you toward, I mean, of course, all the readings are, some of the readings are just had a lot of conflict in them, but you guys don't really have that. So at the top of your reading, crowning your reading, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this talks about perhaps the wheel is turning in your favor. It can also talk about you being in that ebb and flow of the universe and aligning with that. You know, the more in alignment you are with spirit, or, you know, whatever guidance that you're receiving from your intuition, the more positive results you're going to see, for the most part. Next, we have the King of Water. So this could be another water sign that you perhaps are dealing with or know, or this could obviously represent aspects of yourself. And this king talks about being a nurturing type of a leader, somebody who listens. He's very in control of his emotions, and sometimes can also be controlling. This king can also be emotionally deceptive or manipulative as well. He's got a reputation for manipulation. Now, in the center, we have the Ace of Cups. So it looks like to me there's some new beginning for you, Pisces. A new beginning that either you're really getting in touch with this part of yourself, this overflowing love that you have for the world, perhaps getting in touch with your spirit, with a divine connection that you have, perhaps with someone else, perhaps just an inner journey. And this is definitely a new beginning. There's some new energies coming through for you. And whatever these energies are, they're going to cause you to go within and walk away from some other things that are going on in your life, or perhaps ways of being and behaving and of interpreting the world in a way. Because the Eight of Water, while it is a card of letting go, it's also a card of hope. Because he's walking away from these 8 cups, or in this card, he's walking away from like this treasure here that he no longer finds it valuable anymore. And he's off on or she is off on a new journey for what it is that really matters. And perhaps that's what you are starting to realize, Pisces. Because under the King of Cups, we have the Knight of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands, the Messenger of Fire. This card can talk about somebody who's really not committed. They're sort of like here one day, gone the next. They sort of, you know, float. They do whatever suits them at the moment. They're passionate about one thing one day, and then they move on their attention to something else the next day. But next to that card, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the Messenger of Air. So this could be talking about perhaps you are moving out of that Knight of Wands energy and you're coming into this more dependable energy, or perhaps you're going to meet someone. This could also be someone in your life. All of these court cards here could be somebody in your life. So this could also even be somebody who was an agent for change in your life. Perhaps they were only there for a short time, but they taught you something that you needed to learn. Or they will be there to teach you something. You know, and sometimes we learn from getting hurt or having to let go of things. But whoever this is, it could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Somebody who is only there for a short time. Or perhaps shows up for a specific reason and is gone just as quickly. But in this center row with the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Cups right above this, this is dependability, stability. This is progress, long-term progress. Like it's being committed to something and staying in it for the long haul. And this could be just you changing your ways, or changing the ways in which you see the world or interpret the world, or perhaps what it is that you're doing with your life. And maybe you're sort of becoming more responsible and thinking in more terms of, you know, long term and committed, being committed to something. And whatever it is that you are, this new beginning is for you, we have the Page of Wands at the end, the Page of Fire. This card talks about being inspired, like a child, you know, seeing, you know, going to Disney World for the first time, kind of an energy. You know, it's telling you to get in touch with that side of yourself, whatever brings that out in you. It's very creative energy. This could also represent your own child. Perhaps you have a son or a daughter. Or it could represent somebody in your life who might be younger than you. That is, you know, you're going to be in a relationship with. But as a card for your own personal growth, or in your own life, this could just represent a new beginning that you're very passionate about. And with the Knight of Pentacles next to it, you know, we have the Messenger of Fire, the Messenger of Earth, and then the Page of Fire. So perhaps you were inspired, because this card can also talk about like some fast kind of an inspiration coming to you. And you feel like this is something that you can really commit to, whether it's a person, a relationship, or a project, or something new in your life that is awakening this love for you. And I'm getting like awakening is a main theme for you in this reading, because we have the Sun as your clarifying card from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck. And also this card can sort of be an awakening as well. It does remind me of the Hermit in a lot of ways, and it's sort of like knowing what doesn't work for you and what doesn't make you happy anymore. So let's just see what this Sun card says. There's an affirmation here that I can read for you from the book here. So this is rebirth of the living spirit, right? So this is like Ace of Water, the living waters, right? Rebirth of the living spirit. I am reborn, a child of light, aglow with inner vitality. Sun, Father, Earth, Mother, I am yours. In all things great and small, I see the beauty of your divine expression. So, I am reborn a child of light, aglow with inner vitality. I think that really represents this page of fire. So let me just see what else this card is saying that I can, because it's a little long. Also, oh, there we go. It's like being the son or daughter of the divine. You know, you are that divine child. And so this goes on to say, this might be called hope. You must transcend doubts by continued action that you judge moment by moment to be in the greater good, seeking no particular reward for your personal being other than that truly serving the divine. This has been called faith. Often faith is misunderstood as some kind of trust that things will turn out as you want them. At this level of consciousness, however, your wants have merged with a higher order. You are not so interested in what you get out of something, but rather that the greatest good is happening for all. You are not trusting that God will take care of you, but that God will take care of the great cosmic destiny through you. This is perfect faith. You trust the worth of your small action, if done to the best of your ability, to be a necessary portion of the greater plan. You don't even need to know what the great plan is. Acting in faith, you simply assume your acts are a part of it. You trust the worth of your small action. I'm sorry, I was holding the wrong card. We're talking about this card. But you see, the page can also represent like a humble new beginning, or like perhaps not getting top billing, right? Or even small actions, even just doing small things, whether they're bettering your life or the lives of others. And I think that's really nice. And of course, the sun illuminates things and brings clarity, and as rebirth can also be like an awakening of sorts, especially with the Ace of Cups here and the Eight of Cups and then this Sun card. It's like you're being reborn into some better path that will be long term. It will be reliable, or you will be more reliable. So, I'm going to just pull a Wisdom of the Trees Oracle card for you. Well, actually, you know what? I've been doing clarifying cards for all the other signs, so let's just pull a couple. Let's just see. Let's look at these two knights. Give me some clarifying cards for the Messenger of Fire, please. Can we please clarify this Messenger of Fire? Please clarify this Knight of Wands. Please clarify this Knight of Wands in this reading here for Pisces. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, and the Three of Swords upside down. So, it is sort of like, it's like you're changing. When I see this card show up upside down, it's like the swords are falling out. And you're coming back into this balance. And perhaps you're making a decision, to move forward with your life in a way that is more aligned with the divine. And maybe on this path you will be coming into a committed long-term relationship, one that you have been hoping for, Maybe some of you are going to get married and have babies. That's weird that came up upside down, because I didn't have these cards in reverse. Let's clarify this Messenger of Earth, please. Can we please clarify the Knight of Pentacles in this reading? Okay. Oh, we got the Page of Pentacles and the Hangman. So, maybe this is saying to you here that, we got another Pentacles card. So the Page, again, it could represent someone younger than you. Perhaps a message coming through. And the Hangman is actually your card, Pisces. This card is ruled by your sign in the tarot, or is most aligned with your sign. And it's like seeing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective, and you can see that behind him is this illumination. His crown is illuminated. So perhaps this is you surrendering to this new, because this can also represent newness as well. Some new beginning. And maybe it's not going to be, you know, because with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman there, it's like long term. It's like it's going to be a process. You're going to start to see things differently. Perhaps you're going to feel like you're waiting for things to come about. But in the meantime, you know, it's about you trying to stay in this flow and doing, even if it's just little things, you know, like, even if it's like you walk by a homeless person and you buy them a sandwich, or you decide that whatever, you know, whatever, that's just one little thing that you can do to make the world better. Or just choosing to, you know, be honest, but try to be honest with people in a playful way, or to be more in touch with that more playful nature, and letting things go that are not really bringing you that happiness and joy, and not letting you feel like that divine connection that you are I don't want to say entitled to, but all of us are, in a way, entitled to that divine sense of being. And I'm really happy that this came up with this is great. This is good, okay? Because these swords are falling out. Whatever pain that you've been having in the past, it's like you're walking away from that and you're finally being able to heal those things for yourself. Let me just see what else I see here. Also, I mean, with the Pentacles here, especially because the Knight of Pentacles, a lot of times, of course, Pentacles talk about money, right? So the history behind this card is that, I don't know how, you know, a long time ago, perhaps like hundreds of years ago, this was a punishment that they would force the people who were in charge of money, who were behaving corruptly, they would force them to hang upside down. And they were, you know, I mean, we have a cruel society today, but it's generally a very cruel way to leave someone hanging like that. So maybe there is some kind of like monetary situation as well that you're waiting on. Maybe you are, whatever this is though, I mean, I think that you are really going to see things clearly. There's a renewed sense of hope in your life. And as long as you remain in this flow, you know, this wheel will turn in your favor. Especially with the Ace of Cups nearby. Alright, so I don't know why I told you that story, but I did. Not sure if it makes any sense to any of you about this Hangman, but let's pull one of these Wisdom of the Trees Oracle cards for Pisces. Please give us one card for Pisces. Okay. Elm. Let's see what this says. Elm, communication. I've lived beside humans for thousands of years, and I am your friend. My wood is pliable, and my leaves feed livestock. I can teach you to connect wholeheartedly with those in your life so your relationships become stronger and more satisfying. Elm is one of the rare woods that does not rot in water. So for centuries, it was used to make water pipes, posts, and ships' keels. It has often been connected with the underworld because the ancient Greeks planted it with in their graveyards, and in more modern times, it has been used for coffins. In Scandinavian and German folklore, the elm marked the portal between the human world and that of nature's spirits. Native Americans and Europeans have long used infusions of the inner bark of elms to treat stomach complaints and soothe upper respiratory infections. And there's 2 meanings of the card I'm going to read to you right now. Be clear when talking to other people so they are able to understand exactly what you mean. Dropping hints or expecting others to read between the lines of what you are saying will only lead to confusion and resentment. Is someone being completely honest with you at the moment? It is possible that they are not telling you the truth for some reason. Keep your wits about you, especially if you are involved in negotiations or important discussions. I did say that this person could be emotionally deceptive and manipulative. So, we don't have any swords in this reading, so I don't know where this communication came from. But perhaps, this is the Knight of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles. There could be communications regarding money. And maybe, maybe you're dealing with, the banks are corrupt. The monetary system is corrupt. And that's why I thought that it was interesting that came up. I'm not saying that everyone that works for these places are corrupt, but the system is. All right, so let's look at one little word here for you to focus on for the week. Extra insight. Vision. That's the word we got for you. Vision. So, Pisces, I do hope that these messages have helped you in some way. I hope that you have a good week. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that as well. Just go right down to the box below. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.